Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we have kind of a short video because the product that we're discussing isn't as exciting, but it has some pretty awesome cool features and I need to change rooms because the sun is really messing up my shot. Let's do this. That's a little better, a little bit less sun burning my face. But you saw it in the title, you saw it in the thumbnail. We're talking about the Apple Siri Remote 2, or at least the one that came out in 2021. Welcome to my living room. If you haven't noticed, I bought a new mic for my camera, so I'm able to move around in the house. And I thought if we're going to talk about an Apple TV remote, the couch is probably the best way to start, right? We're going to do a little bit of a review of the Apple Siri Remote. I don't know to which extent you can actually do a proper review of a remote, since it's not very exciting, but it's the first review on this channel, so that's cool, I guess. So this review will be split up in 3 segments. First, we'll take a look at the design, then at some practical new features it has, and then as kind of like a final verdict, we'll talk about how the remote kind of works in everyday use. Is it worth 60 bucks? So first up, the design. I feel like this design is kind of like one of those designs where you have 2 different groups. One group that really likes it, and then one group that really hates it for being so different. I kind of feel like I'm in the first group. Mainly because I think it's an awesome homage to the original Apple TV remote. Kind of looks cool, and I think this silver color is kind of nice. Whether you like the aesthetics or not, design-wise this is almost objectively a better product. First of all, the silver color is just a lot easier to find on the couch, it's bigger, it's sturdier, and the menu button has been replaced by a more logical arrow back button. And most importantly, the horrible swipey touchpad kind of area has been replaced with a clicky circle. That brings us to the new features. Like I said, the old remote had a touch area which was, in my opinion, way too sensitive, hard to control, and frankly, not very inclusive for less abled people. So they replaced it, kind of. I say this because the clicky circle still functions as a swipey touch area as well. And this combination gives the best of both worlds. Use the clicky circle for precision and use the swipe part of it to go through long lists, like say your Apple Music list. Great job, Apple. Other than that, the buttons on the new remote are a little bit more clicky. They added a new mute button to the front and they moved the Siri button to the side, just like on your iPhone, which makes sense. So besides the redesign and the rearrangement of a couple of buttons, there's one big feature that stands out on this new remote, and that is the scrolling on the circle to scrub through your video feature. So instead of using the touch area like you had to do on the previous remote, which was a real pain, you can now hold your thumb on the outer part of the circle that is in front of the remote, hold it there for a second until a circular icon pops up, and then you can rotate counterclockwise to scrub backwards and clockwise to scrub forwards through your video. I like again how this is sort of like a throwback to the original iPod. Big side note though, this only works if the application you're using supports Apple's own sort of like player. So for example, the YouTube application, which obviously has its own little timeline and playhead, will not support the scrolling yet. The same goes for Disney Plus. They have their own little playhead, so it won't work. So currently it only works, in my case, for Netflix and for Prime. So far, the remote doesn't really have any drawbacks. Sure, you might not like the design, but the new features that come with it make you forget about that real quick. Plus, it's the design, and 9 out of 10 times you're holding a remote and not really looking at it, so it doesn't matter too much. The one thing that is obviously missing from this remote though is the U1 chip that is in the Apple AirTags, which were announced simultaneously with this product. And you've probably already seen that this U1 chip allows for some real precise searching of your product, which obviously would have been awesome for a remote. Hell, even the commercial for the Apple AirTags is a guy looking for his keys in his couch. Come on, Apple. All right. So the design might not be for everybody, and the U1 chip really is missing from this remote. I do still think that the directional pad and the sturdier design make sure that this remote is a giant leap forward from the previous model. The combination of the precise clicking and still being able to swipe to go through long lists truly gives this remote the best of both worlds. I want to thank you very, very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace! Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe and, you know, the whole deal.